Top 6 underrated Isekai and Fantasy Anime with Overpowered MC. We're counting down 6 criminally underrated Isekai and Fantasy Anime where the main characters are hilariously overpowered. These shows deserve way more love than they get. Let's see which hidden gems you've been sleeping on. Kicking off with number 6, we've got the 8th Son. Are you kidding me? So picture this, you're a regular dude, you go to sleep, and boom, you wake up as the 8th son of a broke noble family in a fantasy world. Not the first son who inherits everything, not even the cool 3rd son, the 8th. The family's so poor they can barely feed everyone, and you're basically just extra baggage. But here's the twist. Our boy Wendelin discovers he's got insane magical talent, like Prodigy level broken. While his brothers are out here struggling with basic swordplay, Wendelin's casually casting spells that would make most court mages jealous. The whole vibe is local nobody accidentally becomes the most valuable person in the kingdom. What makes this show fun is watching Wendelin navigate noble politics while being stupidly powerful. He's not trying to be the hero, he just wants to survive and maybe not starve. But when you can conjure magic that rewrites battlefields, people notice. The anime doesn't take itself too seriously either, which works in its favor. Yeah, the animation isn't Studio Ufotable quality, and some episodes feel a bit rushed, but the comedy lands and the power fantasy hits just right. It's got that classic isekai charm where the MC is basically playing on easy mode, but the family drama and political scheming keep things interesting. If you want something light, fun, and don't mind some janky animation moments, this one's a solid watch. Plus, watching nobles realize this 8th son nobody is actually a magical nuke never gets old. Sliding to number 5, let's talk knights and magic. This one's for the mecha heads who also love isekai. Our protagonist is a genius programmer and mecha otaku who dies and gets reincarnated as Anesti Echevarria in a fantasy world. Except this world has giant magic robots called Silhouette Knights, and this man loses his entire mind with excitement. Like, imagine being a Gundam fanboy and waking up in a world where you can actually pilot and build giant robots. That's Anesti's whole life now. What's great about this show is Anesti doesn't waste time. Most isekai protagonists spend half the season figuring out their powers, not this guy. He immediately starts training, absorbing knowledge, and engineering his way to creating custom mechs. He's 8 years old, piloting robots and designing upgrades like he's running a one-man Stark Industries. The kid's not just overpowered in magic, he's overpowered in nerd knowledge, and it's beautiful. The action scenes are genuinely hype. Giant robots clashing with magic-enhanced weapons, aerial combat, battlefield tactics. It's everything a mecha fan wants. Sure, the pacing occasionally feels like it's speedrunning through content, and some character development gets sacrificed for more robot action, but honestly, when the robots look this cool, it's forgivable. Anesti is pure chaotic energy, and his obsession with mechs is infectious. He's not brooding or conflicted, he's just living his best life, and you can't help but root for him. If you've ever wanted Isekai meets Gundam, this is your show. But trust me, number 3, it'll mess with your head in the best way possible. Landing on number 4, we've got Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy. Alright, this one flips the script. Makoto Misumi gets summoned to another world to be a hero, but the goddess takes one look at him, calls him ugly to his face, and dumps him in the wilderness like trash. Absolutely savage. So, instead of getting the hero treatment, Makoto's just out here in the monster-infested Badlands, trying not to die. Except, plot twist, he's insanely overpowered. The goddess stripped him of the common language blessing, but she accidentally left him with godlike strength and magic. What makes Tsukimichi hilarious is how Makoto just rolls with it. He befriends monsters, builds his own town, and accidentally creates a merchant empire. Meanwhile, the goddess's actual chosen heroes are struggling, and Makoto's out here living his best life with a dragon girl and a spider girl who are both absolutely terrifying and completely loyal. The comedy in this show is S-tier. Makoto's dry, sarcastic reactions to the absolute chaos around him are perfect. He's not a typical shonen protagonist. He's more like, I didn't ask for this, but fine, I'll accidentally conquer the world. The action's solid too, especially when Makoto stops holding back and reminds everyone he could literally end them without breaking a sweat. The world building's surprisingly deep, the supporting cast is memorable, and the show never forgets to be fun. Some people sleep on this because the art style's a bit plain, but the writing and humor more than make up for it. Tsukimichi deserves way more recognition than it gets. Looking at number 3, it's Arifureta, From Commonplace to World's Strongest. Buckle up, because this one's a ride. Hajime Nagumo gets summoned with his class to a fantasy world, but while everyone else gets cool combat skills, he gets transmutation, basically crafting. He's the weakest link, gets bullied and then gets betrayed and left to die in the deepest, most nightmarish dungeon possible. Dark, right? But here's where it gets wild. Hajime doesn't die. He survives, eats monster meat to stay alive, and slowly transforms into an absolute edgelord powerhouse. We're talking white hair, red eye, guns in a fantasy world, and zero patience for anyone's nonsense. He goes from wimpy classmate to, I'll shoot a god in the face if they annoy me. The transformation is brutal and satisfying. Arifureta doesn't sugarcoat the trauma. Hajime's cold, ruthless, and pragmatic because he had to be. But as the story goes on, he builds a harem of powerful, quirky girls who each bring something different. Vampire princess, bunny girl warrior, dragon loli. It's chaos, but it works. Yes, the CGI monsters in Season 1 are rough. Like, really rough. But the story, character development, and sheer power fantasy make it worth pushing through. Watching Hajime go from victim to I'm the apex predator now hits different. It's edgy, over the top, and unapologetically fun. If you can get past the wonky animation, Arifureta's a hidden banger. Cruising to number 2, we've got Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. Sato Suzuki is a programmer who falls asleep at work and wakes up in a game-like fantasy world. Immediately, he gets attacked by a horde of monsters, panics and uses a one-time meteor spell. Except he accidentally wipes out an entire army and hits max level instantly. Whoops. Now he's stupidly overpowered, has infinite money, and just wants to enjoy a relaxing vacation touring the world. This anime is the definition of cozy isekai. There's no world-ending threat Sato cares about. He just wants to eat good food, explore towns, and maybe help some people along the way. He picks up a party of rescued slaves. Yeah, isekai trope bingo. And instead of power tripping, he just treats them like people and shows them kindness. It's wholesome in a genre that's usually full of edge and violence. The pacing is chill, sometimes too chill, but that's the point. It's not trying to be Attack on Titan. It's a slice-of-life isekai with an OP protagonist who just wants to vibe. The animation's decent, the world-building's surprisingly detailed, and Satu's calm, mature personality is refreshing. He's not a hormonal teenager, he's a tired adult who just wants peace. If you want something relaxing where the MC isn't stressed about saving the world, Death March is perfect. It's comfort food anime. And finally, number 1. Chojin Kokosei Tachi wa Isekai Demo. Yoyu de Ikinuku yu desu. High school prodigies have it easy even in another world. This one's bonkers. 7 high school prodigies, a politician, scientist, doctor, magician, businesswoman, journalist, and swordsman, get transported to a fantasy world. And they don't just survive, they completely revolutionize it. We're talking modern medicine, democracy, advanced weapons, economic systems. These kids don't adapt to the world, they remake it in their image. The premise is wild because these aren't regular students. They're actual geniuses who run countries and companies back on Earth. So when they land in a medieval world, it's not a challenge, it's a playground. They outthink nobles, dismantle corrupt systems, and casually introduce gunpowder and capitalism. It's almost satirical how easily they dominate. The fan service is there. Not gonna lie, it leans into ecchi territory more than necessary, which might turn some people off. But if you can look past that, the actual storylines about political revolution and uplifting a society are fascinating. Watching them dismantle a feudal system using economics and technology is genuinely entertaining. It's not subtle, it's not deep, but it's fun watching OP characters flex on a fantasy world using intelligence instead of just magic or swords. The animation's solid, the pacing's quick, and it never gets boring. And there you have it, 6 underrated isekai and fantasy anime with overpowered MCs that deserve way more attention. Which one are you adding to your watch list? Drop your favorites in the comments below. If you enjoyed this countdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more anime content. Thanks for watching. and I'll catch you in the next one.